Shidadaliwa, my beloved. Before I begin today, let me be clear. This message is not an appeal for funding. Supporting financially is a personal choice that each individual must make according to their conscience. What follows is simply a reflection shared from my position as an Iyanífá living in the diaspora, bearing witness to what is unfolding. In a land where ancestral traditions long predate imported religion, any act of discrimination against indigenous spiritual heritage should be treated as a serious offense and addressed with exemplary accountability. What is happening here should never be reduced to propaganda, personal vendetta, or attempt to protect reputation. At its core, there is a human tragedy. A community mother has lost her home, a livelihood, and our sense of safety. That fact alone should have united us around compassion, justice, and responsibility. Instead, we are witnessing a troubling shift of focus away from the destruction suffered by Iya Olórìṣà and towards narratives that appear designed to dilute, excuse, or reframe the gravity of what has occurred. Let us be clear. Yoruba traditional spirituality, Ìṣẹ̀ṣe, is not a disturbance, a provocation, or a secondary belief system. It is a living, timeless heritage. Internationally, it falls under what UNESCO defines as intangible cultural heritage, encompassing ritual practices, sacred knowledge, music, drumming, oral tradition, and spiritual systems such as Ifa. These are protected cultural expression, not inconveniences to be negotiated away. This is why difficult but necessary question must be asked. If drumming was truly an issue, why did it become a problem nearly 20 years after peaceful coexistence? Why now? Why only after devastating loss? These questions deserve honest answers and not just post-incident justification. Justice requires more than sympathy. It requires integrity, transparency, and the courage to name religious intolerance when it appears. Due process must never become a shield for dismissing credible concerns or subtly transferring blame onto the victim. Beyond this case, we must confront a deeper structural failure. Acts of discrimination against Ìṣẹ̀ṣe and indigenous spiritual heritage should be explicitly recognized in law as violation of religious and cultural rights. Yoruba spirituality should not be forced into competition with other faiths on its own ancestral land, not treated as inferior, disruptive, or negotiable. Honestly, the irony is profound. Across the diaspora, practitioners of African traditional religions have fought for decades to obtain legal recognition, protection, and equality in foreign countries. In many of these places, an incident involving the destruction of a home under religious tension would be investigated and prosecuted as a serious offense, often as a hate crime. No justification based on drumming, prayer schedule of another faith, or community pressure would be accepted. Respectful coexistence cannot be one-sided. Religious freedom must apply equally, or it ceases to be freedom at all. Cultural heritage cannot survive on conditional tolerance. It requires legal protection, moral clarity, and collective responsibility. This movement calls for more than silence or defensiveness. It calls for accountability, for justice, and for a firm commitment that indigenous spiritual heritage will no longer be marginalized, excused away, or sacrificed for the comfort of others. From the ancestral land to the diaspora, our eyes are open and our conscience is awake. We stand with Iya Olórìṣà.